Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, my name is Sophie and I would love it if you click that big red subscribe button down below and turn on that notification bell as well so that you never miss a video. Now this video is going to be all about how I take my travel photos, as I do love taking quite a few photos for the gram when I go traveling, and I feel like my travel photography game has, improved a lot over the last few years, and I want to share how I get my photos with you. And this is not just going to be about how I take photos with my tripod, though that would be a big part of that, as that is how I take the majority of my photos whilst solo traveling. However, I am also going to talk about how you can get other people to take good photos of you, because I know that sometimes you can't take a tripod with you. For example, I'm going to Cyprus literally tomorrow. I will not be taking a tripod with me because of the Ryanair underseat cabin restrictions. Actually, I'm flying with Wizz Air, but it's the same. I've got that Ryanair underseat cabin bag and I'm going for 5 nights. There's no way I'm getting a tripod in there with everything else that I need, and including my camera and camera lenses. So yeah, and I know you can just give your phone to someone else and ask them to take a photo. Like, I'm going to Cyprus with my boyfriend, so I've got someone there who will be able to take a photo for me. I don't need to ask strangers. However, it's not as simple as just handing them your phone or your camera and saying, take a photo of me please, because I feel like if you do that, half the time you're not going to be happy with the photos that that person takes, because they haven't got your vision in mind. They don't know what angle you want that photo at. Maybe they're only going to take one, and when you look back at it, it's going to be out of focus, or you're going to be blinking, and then you're going to have to awkwardly be like, sorry, can you take another one please, my eyes are closed. Like, yeah. So we'll get into the details of that as well. But firstly, let's talk about gear. Now, of course, you can just use an iPhone or a Google Pixel or whatever phone you've got. I feel like all phones in general have improved the quality of their cameras. So if your phone is pretty decent, you can use that. And I do use this a lot. So when I go traveling, when I go on work trips, I don't actually take my camera with me, because I know at some point I'm going to be leaving my luggage in a cloakroom at an exhibition hall, and I don't like the idea of my camera being left there just in case anything were to happen with my bag. I know that the venue would say they're not responsible for that. So personally, I just take my phone with me on those trips, and I snap a few photos in the evening because that's all the time I have to explore on my phone, and I've got a few good ones still, so that's an option. But I do think having a camera, if you really want to get into travel photography, is a good idea. So I had a Lumix camera before, but currently I'm using a Fujifilm camera, and I absolutely love it. So I'm using the X10. I would show you, but I'm using it to film currently. Maybe I can snap a pic of it and insert it here. But I absolutely love it, and I've been trying to take photos in manual. I've also recently gained a new camera lens for it, which I haven't taken many pictures with yet. It's more of a zoom lens, so I think I'll use it more for wildlife photography. Oh my god, the lens cap's coming off. I can't actually remember what this lens is called, but I will find it for you, because I'm pretty sure I have the order receipt from Wex somewhere. And because I got a new camera lens, I upgraded to a bigger camera bag, because I can fit my camera in here, a camera lens and my microphone. So that's pretty handy. I will link this bag in the description box down below. I believe it'll be an affiliate link because I have Amazon affiliates now, but I haven't actually created a link for that yet. Camera I can't unfortunately link down below because I can't get an affiliate link for that, but tripod I will also link back down below. I had another tripod before which I did not like as much as the one that I have now. This one just fits like a lot. Let me show you the bag it fits into. So this new tripod actually fits into is this 30 litre? This 30 litre pack safe backpack that I take everywhere with me travelling. So yeah, I definitely prefer this one. The last one didn't, and I had to carry it around in its tripod bag. Just not ideal. It does only just about fit, but it fits, and it's still like, I can still expand it quite tall when I'm out and about taking photos. And yeah, this one as well, I can also change the positioning of the camera, so I take photos in portrait because that's the best way to take photos for Instagram. I think it's been proven that people are less likely to swipe past photos that are in portrait mode or something, because you know, phones are naturally in portrait mode and Instagram is designed to be used like our phones. So that's something I love that I didn't have on my last tripod. So this tripod, I love it. So yeah, I'll link that down below, affiliate link as well. Just assume if there's a link for something in this video, it's an affiliate link, just so you know. But yeah, that is my gear. I feel like it is really important to talk about gear, and it's also really important to always carry around some spare batteries with you if you do have a camera, because yeah, if I'm taking photos and also vlogging for YouTube, I will go through 2 batteries in a day, I believe. They'll definitely go through 1 if I'm taking loads and when I'm traveling. So I will use 2 in a day. So yeah, good to have some spare batteries. So now let's move on to how I actually take my photos. I'm going to start with how I take them using a tripod, as I feel like if you're traveling solo, a tripod is honestly the best investment you can make for taking travel photos. And I feel like any travel content creator will tell you this. Get a tripod, honestly. Do it. Okay, so starting with the camera. Now I would set my tripod up, and I'll set it up as tall as I think I'm going to need it, and then I'll look and I'll be like, do I need this a little taller? Do I need this a little shorter? Like, where will I be in the shot, and where will whatever else I want in the shot be? And I'll adjust that and make sure my tripod is on portrait mode, attach my camera to it, and then I will look through the little viewfinder before doing anything. Again, just double check that I like the angle, and I will just pick my tripod up and literally walk around the street with it, rather than and just be like, no, here, oh no, here, and I don't care what people think of me. I will do that. I will walk around wherever I am with my tripod, and I will set it up as I like. And before I take any photos of myself, obviously I'm going to double check my camera settings because I take photos on manual mode, and I'm going to take a picture and without me in it, and I'm going to check that I definitely like the lighting, if it needs adjusting, if again just the angle, I'm just check that I like the photo. Then I will go into my settings on my camera, and I will put my camera on time-lapse mode. I usually set it up to take about 30 photos because I don't want to take loads and then I come back and I hate them all. And so I usually set it up to take like 30, which is still quite a lot. And I do my poses, I do my thing, and then I come back and I view, and I have a look and I see, just a quick look, and I see, I think to myself, do I like the poses that I'm doing? Do I need to move slightly to be in a different position, like different point of the frame? Should I try and do a different pose? Maybe I should try, I don't know, playing with my sunglasses, whatever. I don't know, just I have a look. I think maybe there's somewhere I really like the pose, but I feel like I was in the wrong part of the frame, so I'll move and I'll do that pose again. Or I feel like I was in the right part of the frame but I didn't like the pose, or I like the pose but there's only one or two of me in that pose and my eyes are closed. So yeah, I look at that and then I'll put it on time-lapse mode again, and I'll do it again until I'm happy. and because I take so many, there's always some that I like. I'm not going to go into details of poses in this video because I feel like it'll be far too long otherwise, but I can make another video about that, but I'm still learning myself. But I will try and do a bunch of different poses, and I generally walk up and down a space if I can, especially if I'm taking photos on a pretty street. I will walk up and down a space, so I'm in different points of the frame, and sometimes it looks quite natural. I'll put a few photos here from my recent trip to Mexico so you can get an idea of what I mean. Next, I want to talk about how I take photos using my tripod and my iPhone. Not that I've done this in a while, but I used to do this back in 2021 when I was living in Lyon using this exact iPhone 11, and I basically bought myself a mount for my tripod, and that mount came with a Bluetooth clicker that obviously I could connect to my phone, use a Bluetooth. I do not have this with me right now to show you as I've lost it, but I know it's at my parents' house somewhere. It's just when I go back to visit them, making sure I have the time to find it. But I'll link one down below in the description box that I found on Amazon that looks exactly the same as what I've got. I'm pretty sure it's like the same thing, but I'm not sure for sure because I used to use my dad's Amazon Prime account to order things when I was living in the same house, so I can't even go back through my orders and check. Anyway, I bought myself this mount, okay, and yeah, I would put it, you know, attach it to my tripod, attach my phone to the mount, set the Bluetooth up to link with my phone, but before I went and started doing my thing, would obviously click it, check that it's working, and then yeah, do my thing, do my poses. However, the important thing to note is obviously that you don't want the clicker in your photo, and there were sometimes I messed up a bit and you can see the clicker, but I feel like I've still posted some of those on Instagram because I feel like you have to like zoom in to see the clicker. Like I notice it because I know it's there, but I believe the majority of people probably don't notice. I don't know. Maybe I'll put one here and you can tell me if you'll notice, but then I don't know if you'll be looking for it more because I've told you. Whereas had I not told you, would you have noticed? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section down below. But that's what you need to think about. So I would try and hide it in my hand as much as possible, and sometimes I would like maybe pose like that's really weird, but that was a standard pose for me during that time anyway, for some reason. Even if someone else was taking the photo, sometimes I would put my hands in my pocket and I'll be clicking away and I'll just kind of look a bit natural, like, you know, you sometimes put your hands in the pocket anyway, so that's fine. If I wanted a picture, obviously me looking at the view to the back of my head, obviously that's quite easy because that would be, my hands would be the other way. If there was something for me to lean on, then sometimes that would make it easier for me, like, oh, like I've got a picture of me and then I think I've put my arms over a barrier and I'm leaning back, or there's a picture of me on the fountain in Lyon as well somewhere, and I think I have my, like, yeah, this was a good way to hide it because I feel like this is quite a common pose you can do if you're sitting down. Then obviously you could have it in your hand. Just, you have to think about your poses because you don't want the clicker in it. You literally do not just want to be like, smile, and you're there with the little clicker in your hand. But I feel like it was quite easy to hide, especially if you had long sleeves. Like, I think there's a really good picture I like of me in Nîmes when there was literally like no one in Nîmes because it was COVID with the amphitheatre, and I had a sweater on because I think it was like February or something, so I had long sleeves and I had my hands closed like this, and I was easily able to hide it, and it was fine. And it's one of my favourite travel photos still to this day because I just love there's actually no one around, it's just me and the amphitheatre just getting for a little stroll in front of it, as you do. And finally, let's talk about getting other people to take photos of you, because as much as it's great having your own tripod, and I prefer it because you can take as many as you like, whereas I don't feel comfortable making people take thousands and thousands of photos of me, so I have to just accept that I can't get as many as I like, and I have to hope that I like the ones that I do get. Like, sometimes people were like, oh, check that, see if you like that, so I will, but then still I feel like I can only ask them to take one more go at taking photos of me, you know what I mean? And then you've got to kind of wait until they walk away and you can ask someone else to take a photo of you. And I know sometimes like my boyfriend is quite good at taking photos of me, but like in Bournemouth he did get annoyed about the amount I tried to get him to take of me on the beach. Yeah, sometimes people just don't want to take that many photos of you, and that's fine. But however, sometimes there's no other option. For example, when I went to Chichen Itza, tripods are not allowed to Chichen Itza, so I had to ask other people to take photos of me. And I do find I pose differently when I ask other people to take photos of me, because I just haven't built up that confidence to do the full on Instagram thing with a random stranger. But yeah, I still got a few good ones, I think. I'll put them here. But let's start with asking people. Generally, I would find someone to ask who's also taking a photo, because I feel like it's less awkward, because if someone's taking a photo of them and you can see they're together, they might want a photo together, right? So you can be like, can you take a photo of me? They'll take the photo, and then most likely afterwards they will ask you to take one of them, or you can offer to take one of them. It's like an exchange thing. You're helping people out, so it feels less awkward than me walking up to a random person on the street. But I know this is bad, but I try and look for people who either have a camera around them so they look like they're probably into their photos and good at taking photos, or people that look like they love the gram themselves. You can see them taking 1,000 photos. So they'll probably get some good ones of you. That's what I look for if I haven't got a friend or a boyfriend traveling with me to a boyfriend. Like I have hundreds. I have one, I promise. Yeah, with me to take photos, that's what I do. And sometimes, you know, I don't give them loads of directions if it's a stranger, because one, I don't know if there's going to be a language barrier, but I will kind of go to them. I'll have my camera on already and I'll be like, can you take it like that? And I'll show them what's in there, and I'll be like, that's what I want in there as well as me, so they know what I want in the background, so they don't just zoom in on me and then half of whatever monument or whatever I want in it isn't there. Or maybe there's some pretty flowers that I like, but they think I just want the river, not the proof, or whatever. If I go to them like that, get that, they know what I want is in there at least. So then if I don't like the way I look, you know, that's not their problem. That's just me being awkward and posing awkwardly, because I do find when I ask strangers, I tend to more just smile or go, look at me with the background, which is quite nice for like thumbnails, but then yeah, it's not my usual poses that I'll do. Or sometimes, yeah, sometimes I'll be like, oh, can you get me looking at the view as well? They do get confused sometimes when I turn the other way around, so I've noticed I've had to explain to them, can you get one of me looking at the view? They're like, oh, do you not want one, you know, looking at the camera? I'm like, I want both, give me both options. But yeah, that's what I found is best, really making sure to show them. And you can always be like, can you take it a bit up or down? I feel like with my friends and boyfriends, I can be a bit more like, this is how I want it. Sometimes I'll actually take a photo first as well, not just this is what I want, like, okay, this is literally my flat, but this is my idea, I'll take it at the angle I want. So let's take a different one. No, I don't. I want it, it's my idea, I want a photo at that angle or whatever. They know what I want then, and they can do that. And you know, if it is my boyfriend as well, sometimes I'd be like, or my friend, I will tell them if they can stand a bit further back. I probably should do that with strangers as well, but sometimes I'm like, oh, you're a bit too close, or you're a bit too far back. I will just tell them to come forward, to come back. I feel like before I never had the confidence to do that. I would just be like, smile, and I'd let them take their 2 photos or whatever and then hate them. Whereas now I will be a bit more like, okay, just move a tad bit to the right, a tad bit to the left, a tad bit forward, because otherwise it's just not gonna have my vision in mind. So that's what I find. I find you really have to direct people as to where to stand, and even then, like, I don't always get all the angles that I expect. I feel like I take photos from my friends and I'm like, you know, it's hard to do it here because I'm sitting on a sofa. I'm getting down here. I'm like, yeah, you slay. And then they're just like, smile. And they'll take like 3 all at the same bit. Whereas I give them options. If they don't tell me what they want, I will just be like, yeah, bam, 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 bam. And get all the angles. So they have all the options. Maybe that's something I need to start asking my friends to do. Please, can you get multiple different angles? So I have plenty of options, I don't know. But mainly it's easier, I find, to take a photo of what you want in it and the angle you want it at so they can see what you have in mind and not make them take 100. Yeah, to be fair, if I show them the angle I want, then I don't need them to take a million different angles, do I? But yeah, that's why I think it is best to take a photo of what you want at the angle you want, so they know. Otherwise they will just be like, because my friends do that all the time whilst I'm taking a million angles of them. So yeah, anyway, I think that's it for this video. There's so much more to talk about in terms of travel photography, like poses and editing, that's the word. But there's like no time for that. Also, I don't know at this moment in time because I haven't gone to Cyprus yet, but I may add in a little clip of me trying to get my boyfriend to take a good photo of me in Cyprus. I don't know. We will see. But if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and click that big red subscribe button down below. Don't forget, there's affiliate links down below in the description to all of the equipment that I've mentioned. So if there's anything that you're interested in and you know you would like to purchase, it would help me out if you used my affiliate link to do so. But yeah, hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Bye!